for CM Punk. We got the contract signing. I didn't really expect it to be much more than a brawl.
Hmm.
Um, and then Punk comes out last after the promos. Just flipping through the pages, and Paul comes over to him, which to me first strike.
Yep.
If you're Roman, but hey, but apparently Roman knows the play,
Hmm.
and he goes, "It's in there. You are in a main event, WrestleMania. Do you want to stop there and take a moment, or do you want to get to the whole thing and then address it?"
No, no, we
Gets
can do
over.
the whole thing. Yes.
Tells Punk, "You were going to main event WrestleMania. Your This is your dream. You are getting it. I've made sure it's in the contract. It is you, Roman, Seth, the biggest triple threat in history of WrestleMania. Um, Punk, Seth, Roman main eventing." And then, Roman is laughing like, "I don't know why we're making such a big deal out of this, blah, 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 blah." Punk cuts him off and goes, "Yeah, it's not really, it's great and all." Teary eyed after he recovers from, realizing his dream.
Hmm.
Goes, "That wasn't the favor. So I now have two things on my mind,
Hmm.
right? You go first. The two things on my mind are one, Punk getting the WrestleMania main event WrestleMania. What does that mean for the people that probably should be main eventing WrestleMania? And two, what is this favor? Like, I am getting so. I still think it's the number one contendership,
Yeah.
but I'm at a place now where, like, what is this favor? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've gotten this far.
So the way I'm taking this, trying to be very diplomatic in my approach here. It sucks for the people like Gunther and for Jay because they're not going to close the show.
Mm,
And Jay has been white hot selling merch. And could he or should he have closed the show? I would say so. But then again, Punk coming back, this was always a goal of his. He hasn't been ruffling feathers since he's been back. He's been playing nice. He's been doing great things program wise. He's been helping out some of the younger talent. Um, so it's he deserves it. Like I
mm,
think they've mended the fence and made nice enough that we can give him his moment. And who better to give him his moment with in the main event than two of the biggest stars of this generation, this new generation of wrestling.
hmm
Makes the load a little easier for him when you have two guys who are arguably goats of this generation. Paul Heyman's out there too, so Paul gets to be a part of it with him. It's not exactly the worst case scenario. I don't necessarily mind it that he's going to close the show. And then for this favor, part of me wanted to say, you know what, maybe the favor is going to be he wants Paul at his side at Mania.
that would be a crazy favor. That
but
would be a crazy favor.
but I'm thinking it's going to be that it's the number one contendership, and then the match becomes a triple threat for the WWE title with Cody and John.
Oh, like the winner gets added to the match?
Yes, and it becomes a triple threat.
Oh, that's different. That's different from where I was going. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Triple
Like
threat.
because they're main eventing night one, so
Because they're main eventing night one. So technically you can't have John's match
yeah.
night one not be the main event. So it would have to
Hmm.
be night two. So in order for my idea to work, it would have to be a triple threat. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be the play.
Damn. That would be nuts. Who do you want to win then? Because my original idea was
It's got to
Punk
be
has
Punk.
no place in there,
It's got to
so it
be
has
Punk.
to be, and it still makes sense because yeah, because Punk didn't have nothing to do with Roman and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
Punk winning
And
gives him the favorite
technically,
to get to
Punk never
main
tapped.
event, and then you main event twice
Talk about
and have the
making
potential
nice.
to. Ooh,
You see what happens when you behave? You get good things.
if Punk was to
Can
win that match and
you
go to
imagine?
WrestleMania, I think he could win.
Quite possibly. Because Punk still has an issue
This
with John.
this might
Punk
be a
never
shot in the
tapped.
dark. Yeah,
He
this
never
might be a
tapped.
shot. This might be a shot in the dark, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I think if Punk was to be added to that triple threat, he could win. Why? Because people have been talking shit all year about, and we the end, so I'm good. People have been talking shit about Cody all year
Mm-hmm.
about not being a good enough champion and his reign not being blah 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 blah. And then you got Cena on the other hand. I still think I still believe in the concept of if you're gonna do everything, you gotta find a way to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because we only gotten so deep into this character, he could lose and become more evil. Like I don't see why
Yeah.
he has to win at WrestleMania. He just has to win the belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let him lose. He's got at least two more solid guarantees at a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You could win King of the Ring, and then you could, which would be interesting. You could win King of the Ring and go to SummerSlam, or you could
Mm-hmm.
win Money in the Bank and then cash it in whenever.
Yeah.
So I still believe he could do those things.
Mm-hmm.
So why not have him lose? And then Punk gets to win, and John can be in the Punk position.
Yeah.
But Punk will still somehow be the good guy. And that'll be a crazy dynamic to work with all year because you know the match is going to be Punk and John,
Yeah.
which puts Punk in the best scenario ever and John in the best scenario ever because this story's been written for years.
Mm-hmm.
I turn my back on the people. You are the voice of the voiceless. It writes itself.
Yeah.
I don't know what Cody's going to be doing, but
But there's plenty.
everything else about that works out perfect.
I was gonna say it plays itself perfectly.
Damn.
And not only that, you still have Punk on SmackDown, and then you have all those other big names on SmackDown too. You have your Roman Reigns, you have Cody, you're gonna have John because John's gonna be doing the SmackDown thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes for a very interesting dynamic.
Man, I'm excited. I'd be excited for that. You've got me excited for that because
Mm-hmm.
I think of all the possibilities. They can go a lot of different ways. They can go a lot of
Yeah.
different ways. I will say this mania is the mania where I feel like I know the least.
Yes.
People have been asking me to be the best in the world. Why, Eddie? Why?